Hey, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So yesterday the market got oversold and overextended into a larger time frame area of support down at 27.26 to 29, where responsive buyers stepped in, and that theme of the market bouncing off of an oversold condition has continued to play out in the overnight session, and the buy side has been more dominant and in control in the overnight session. So heading into the open, our short-term bias is going to be neutral, and our intermediate term bias is now going to be neutral bearish. So the intermediate term bias has changed from bearish to neutral bearish, and that means that we now have to be a bit more conservative and careful even on the short side. And at the same time, if we're not seeing a lot of downside momentum in real time, then we can also be more active on the long side. So heading into the open, the first area of resistance is at 27.66.5 to 69.5, and how the market behaves at the zone is going to provide a bit of a tell regarding whether buyers are continuing to maintain the control that we've seen in the overnight session. But as long as the market is holding above the initial support zone, above the previous close, and especially above the pre-market support zone, the buy side could maintain the control that we've seen in the overnight session, and eventually ES could head higher into the 75.75 to 78.75 resistance, where sellers can be active on first test. Now, because our short-term bias is neutral, it means that we have to give more weight to the real-time intraday bias. And at the same time, our intermediate term bias is less bearish today. So if sellers are active at 75.75 to 78.75, then on the downside, the 66.5 to 69.5 broken resistance can then start to act as support, and then how the market behaves at that zone is going to help us figure out the bias. So if sellers step in at 75.75 to 78.75, but then the market continues to hold above 69.5, then that would tell us that the buyers are still maintaining control, and we would need to see a break back below that zone and back below 63.75 in order for the sell side to have a chance at regaining short-term control. And if we continue holding above 69.5 and continue to see upside momentum, then it would open the door for ES to head even higher, and then beyond 78.75, we have a naked VPOC at 27.89, followed by resistance at 90.5 to 93.75, and sellers are very likely to be active there on first test. And then above that, we have a stronger area of resistance at 97.5 to 2800.5, and that zone also marks the range extreme. So there's a lower probability of the market heading all the way up into 97.5 to 2800.5, at least on the day time frame today. But if we are seeing strength in real time, then the 75.75 to 78.75 zone has potential to get tested. And if we continue to see upside momentum and broad market strength, then the naked VPOC at 27.89 and the 90.5 to 93.75 zone would have potential to get tested as well. And as we push higher into the upper zones, there's going to be a higher probability of sellers stepping in alignment with that intermediate term neutral bearish directional bias. So that is the market context heading into the open. Let's see how ES responds at the initial resistance zone and yesterday's high. That's going to help us determine whether the buy side is still maintaining the overnight control, and we'll take it from there.